Hey everyone, another week. Start off this one with a few coins that I'm looking at. Before I get into it, if you guys are enjoying my content, please consider using my MEXC link. I have that in the description below. Any support to the channel, my Twitter, and my referral link is much appreciated. I won't keep you guys much longer on that, so let's go ahead and start. So we're taking a look at Bitcoin first, okay? And by the looks of my timeline and how everything's moving, I would have expected Bitcoin to be at 30K by now, but we're just range bounding, okay? So here is your, let's go on the weekly really quickly. Okay. Here is your range high, in my opinion. Let's just keep that level there. And now let's go to the daily. Okay. Another range over here. Let's replace this with okay. And then we have range lows down. So weekly resistance. Okay, we have been, if we are able to flip this 30K level, we go higher. But for now, we're seeing this, right? Range lows, range highs, rejected near it. We are at resistance or close to it. So I'd be careful here with longs. Also, it is weekly close. Yesterday was monthly close. So a lot of things going on. Here is your mid range. Just about. Okay. So on Bitcoin, for me to go long, we need, I'm going to just remove everything but the 200 EMA. Okay, so on the daily, we are above, right? As I mentioned, as soon as we get above, okay, we go higher. We got above briefly, right? Got above briefly, and we got to see if this holds. Okay, so again, for me to go long, I need this level here, this resistance, to be flipped into support. Okay, that's what will take me to go long. Okay, we can draw the trend lines. There's our trend line. Depends on how you want to draw it. Right, you can go from here to down here and argue that we've broken out. You can go from here to here. Okay, so I'm just going to say that we are at resistance. Right, here's our main resistance. Here's our other one. You can argue that if we reject back here, we go back down to range lows. It's a very crucial level to hold. I've talked about this level before, 24.8 to 25K level, very strong. But for me to long, I need a flip of this level. Okay, and then we're going to play from here up to here. So if we go back down to range lows, we have an order block here. All right, so a possible area to long would be 26 400-ish or 26,450 down to 26K. This must hold or we revisit range lows, but an area where I want to scalp short, and it's a very risky area to do so because I think if we break out here, we're just going to gung ho. But I would love to scalp short this area here. So 29.2 to 29.8K level. I'm looking to, now this is going to take a while to fill out, but this would be the short setup back down to here. A possible long setup from here. It's a very, very tight risk because we could come back down and sweep these lows. Okay, so keep a soft stop loss, right? If we close down below this on the daily, you can go ahead and close this scalp short, or sorry, the scalp long here, and then range lows is where we're going to long. But if we come back down here, which will also be a retest of this trend line, possible long attempt, add more to your position if we break out above here, and then we're going to target this level here, okay, 29.2k. So we have this long here, we have a possible long down here at the range lows, and a short at here, okay. So that's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. Again, for me, it's a patience game still. I don't want it long until this level is flipped or we get a small scalp over here, right? So I'm not gonna get into any positions at the moment. Let's take a look at USDT dominance. So we had a rising wedge over here, right? We broke down. Technical targets are actually going to be around 7%, right? Which is support. We broke down. We turned this support into resistance briefly. I expect crypto to rally for a little bit. October has been relatively a bullish month for crypto. So for me, I personally am looking to long pullbacks and looking to short less. In essence, my red button is disabled. Okay, I rather long than try to short tops and then keep getting blown out. So we've turned this into resistance. The next area of support, in my opinion, doesn't come at this SR level at 7.5%, 53%. So I expect crypto to rally these next few weeks. So again, pullbacks are to be bought. If we take a look at Bitcoin volatility as well. So volatility has gotten to another low level. Okay, so I expect a big move in the market to happen soon. Whether it's to the upside or downside, not sure. But within 48 to 96 hours, so 2 to 4 days, I expect a move in the market. Okay, so this move is going to be pretty volatile. I would suggest going into this week with lower position size or spot trading. Okay, so as I mentioned, I do think that we're going to have a pretty good month. So spot trading is going to be prevalent. I personally am going to be spot trading along with leverage. So I'm going to take my trades on leverage, but also spot if we do get pullbacks. Now spot, I have no liquidation price, so it's manual close, easy invalidations. And then on leverage, you do have your stop losses for invalidation, okay? So in the market, I expect a big move coming within the next 2 to 4 days. Let's take a look at ETH. Let's go on a 3-day really quickly. Okay. Trend line. We're going to draw this here. Okay. And then we're going to draw this downtrend for reference. So we've broken out, okay? We are at resistance. Let's go to the daily. So clear resistance level, right? Rejections, had a deviation, turn to resistance, back down. Here is your range for ETH. Okay, range highs, range lows. Be very cautious in trying to long. This looks like it wants to reverse a little bit, right? It's having a little rounded top formation. So I'd be very careful in trying to long anything here. If we go on lower time frames, ETH has been pretty bullish and holding well. I do think if we get to 1640-ish, could possibly hold. It's going to be a test of support, but I'm interested in 1610 levels. Okay, previously support broke out, rejected. We broke out but never retested it. It's also a retest point of this trend line, or briefly. Okay, so that's where I'm looking to long. I'm looking to long 1610-ish if we get it, with stops below 1550 and targeting 1800. Why 1800? We take a look at the daily. We have a supply zone. Okay, also a daily order block. So break above this level, you can long, flip it to support. That's going to be your new target. Okay, otherwise 1610 is what I'm looking to personally get into, but this level here at 1642 can also give you a bounce. Okay. So again, I'm not looking too heavily short. I'm looking to long pullbacks here. Now low time frame. Low time frame is nothing special. This might want to reverse a little bit. So again, I'd be cautious in longing anything here at resistance. Lose trend line, turn to resistance. You can take a short with your stop loss probably above this area. Hasn't happened yet. So something like that back down to either 1610, you take profits there and then there. Okay, TRB is the next coin. So TRB resistance and then resistance. We have a trend line. Okay, there was your trend line. Okay, we had a break above resistance. We deviated and came back down, turned it into resistance. Again, confirmed it. We broke down, closed below. So I'm looking for one, either a move up to this resistance line slash this trend line to short. And again, this is going to be a very risky short because it's TRB, highly manipulative coin. So if it rejects here, again, do not place limits. It's a confirmation trade. Stops. Stops above here. Entry would be there. DCA would be somewhere in the middle of this daily order, or this 4-hour order block. Stop loss there. You go in with about 1/3 of your normal position size. And then I'm looking for that. So if it doesn't reject, you're not shorting. There's a demand zone here. That would probably be the first TP point. Okay, that's the first TP point, and then that's the other one. So it's gonna be a swing trade if we get it. Sol's actually pumping this 15-minute candle. Pretty bullish. So for Sol, you know, I gave the long triggers, or the short trigger, sorry. There was a clear inverse head and shoulders. We broke out of this rising this falling wedge. We took this 2-hour supply zone short. It gave us TP1, and I mentioned if we had a swing failure clear above these highs and then go down, we're going to take that swing failure pattern short. We did not, so this is no longer valid. Okay, I'm looking for one of two things. I'm looking for a move down to this order block here for a possible long entry, or back to this area and this neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. There's the neckline at 20.65ish. Then you're looking to long with a DCA of this demand zone. Okay, so two type of plays here. This one's going to be a riskier one because we had resistance, deviation, rejected, right? It's a retest of this point, or retest down here. So the two setups would look something like this. To these highs, or entry there to these highs. Two separate plays. Resistance will come at this area. So short can be possibly taken 25-ish. We're going to place our stop loss above this highs here, 26, and then back down. Now whichever comes first, we'll take. Okay, so that's SOL. Another coin that I'm interested in is ARB. Now, I gave this on spot. Okay, it broke out from its downtrend. Here was the last lower high. We are above it, so there's a break of structure there. Okay, as long as we stay above it, we'll go higher. Now, let me take a look at the Bitcoin pairing really quickly. I think the Bitcoin pairing is also pretty strong. If the Bitcoin pairing on any coin is strong, you want to avoid shorting it. Yeah, see. Flip this level, then it's going to run pretty hard. One sec. Okay. So we broke down of this downtrend. We saw that on the USDT pairing. Flip this level in the Bitcoin pairing, it's going to run. So I do think that ARB should be in everyone's portfolio. If you missed down on these buys here, I'm sorry. Gave it to you guys a while ago. Another area to possibly long is going to be the probably 90. Let me see. Yeah, 91 to about 87 is going to be an area to buy some spot on. Okay, 91 to 87. Now, this is a spot play for me. I don't recommend getting into it with leverage. I'm unable to predict this with leverage, and the RNR isn't great for me, so I'd rather take the 10-20% moves on spot and just compound that way. Okay, I'm not looking to short this coin, so I look for pullbacks. 86 if you can get it, great. But I still have my bids lower that they're giving in the Discord, and just scroll up in the messages. So Link is the next coin. Okay, so we're in from 7:30. We had a 13% move up already. The next area of interest, if we do get the move back, is going to be, if I can find my chart. Okay, so Link is broken down from downtrend, rejected, close here, possible short can be taken. Areas to get long if we do get this pullback is $7.18. But I would love to get long a little bit earlier and just DCA down here. It's a pretty wide stop, but that's what I'm looking to get into. So I'd like to get in from 725-ish down to 718, and then do one more DCA at 6.94, and then just ride this up to $9.50. Okay, the next touch, if we do come down here of that trend line, should come of that 719 6.94 area. So that was the other confluence that I had for this long area to get into. Okay, Link, whenever it runs, the market does like come back down. See, whenever we got up above this $8 area, the market nuked. Okay, above the $8 area, the market nuked. Above the $8 area is the start of the trend for Link to lead the market nuke. We'll have to take a look. All right, so but the longer the consolidation plus the month of October, I'm expecting these range highs to be tested. Again, we're in from spot earlier. That's where I'm looking to get into leverage long positions. So the next coin is Injective. On the weekly, we see that higher high, higher low, right? Higher high briefly. We're keeping this higher low as well. We are at resistance. Let's go on the 3-day. Area to possibly get long. Okay, here's your cup and handle. We broke out to the retest point. If we do have another retest there, that's where I'm looking to get long. Okay, we do have on the 4-hour, actually let's go to the 8-hour really quickly. We do have a supply zone here. I will look to short that supply zone if we get it. We have very tough resistance here. I will look to scalp short that as well. Scalp short, okay, so it's going to be quick. If you guys are in quick profits, and by quick I mean like 1% moves, 2% moves, you better take profit. I'm not going to hold your hand until you want to take profit. And then here is the next setup. Okay, profit taking on you guys, but here is also a 8-hour demand zone. I'm looking to long that as well to these areas. So this should be an area of rejection. Okay, we have been rejecting from this area. There's a lot of liquidity here. Maybe a swift move up to here. Would love to take out this liquidity and then dump from there. But I expect rejection here, and hopefully this week we have an early pullback. We can look into longing some alts. But if you guys are looking to buy spot positions, it would be the month to possibly look into it. And then if you guys are in good profits, then take positions and take profits off your positions. Sorry, I'm a little sick. A little bit higher. XRP. So XRP was one of the coins that I in one of the streams. So I am actually short and long from here. So I actually got a position. Let's actually redo this. Okay. Key level. When above, deviated, rejected. When above, deviated, we are actually possibly rejecting here. We have this trend line. Okay. We have lower time frame demand zone here. Yeah. Demand zone with a possible trend line retest point. I don't like to play this coin. I think this is a complete garbage coin. But there are some untapped highs. Okay. So I think if we get a slight pullback, you could long with a DCA around 49.93 and stop loss below 4935. I'd be careful with this coin. It has scam movements. Exhibit A. Maker. Everyone's trying to short this coin. So this coin, along with the other DeFi coins such as Link, Comp, Aave, like there's no reason to short strength. And this is continuously making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high. Possibly going to make another maybe a higher low there. 1350. Let's take a look at this a little bit higher. Yep. Okay, so clear resistance. Resistance, rejected, rejected again. Little cup and handle. Okay, if we do get to 1350, I expect that to be bought up. It's the retest point of this cup and handle. We did reject where we had to. If we are to draw some fibs, move. So the golden pocket's approaching. There's the golden pocket. We'll make this piss colored. Okay. I expect a rejection from that area. I expect a rejection here actually. So I'm looking for a low time frame move. Possible bearish div as well. So two areas where it could bounce. This little demand order block area or this retest point. Okay, so if we were to draw another trend line, okay, a little wick into here and hold it. Possible rising wedge too, I just saw that. Lose this, you can cut your longs and open up a short with your stop loss somewhere here. It could bounce this trend line, go back up here for another touch of that rising wedge. So something like this. You'd short on the rejection with your stop loss somewhere above here, or if it made that wick, stop loss above the wick. Lose the trend line, open up a short somewhere, your stops will be up there, and then we get into a long position at the neckline of the cup and handle. And if that holds, we should push into the golden pocket. Okay, so two areas where you would look to short. Okay, so again, I'm going to draw this out for, so it could come down here and bounce, reject. Okay, as soon as it rejects on the 4 hour and closes below, you'd open up a short with your stop loss above the wick or wherever the last high is. And right now it's over here. It has been yet to be determined. A possible long attempt can be taken here, hopefully a wick down here and close above the trend line and continue higher. You look to long with your stop losses here and lose the trend line, whether it happens on this touch over here or if we go higher, break down. If it breaks down below the trend line, you'd look to short the retest with your stops somewhere above here. Okay, and then we're going to long the retest. This golden pocket area is going to be a short, but this coin is very illiquid, so you go in with lower position size. RNDR. Now these coins are suggested by members in the Discord. Okay, the only ones that I'm looking to get into are Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, TRB, ARB, and Link. I'm not looking to get into any of these coins as they were just suggestions by members of the Discord. Okay, so these plays outside of the ones that I mentioned that I'm in are not valid for me. Okay. Last time I charted this, we had a rising wedge. We broke down, retested. It played out nicely. Let's take a look. So there is your neckline for the cup and handle. Okay. So for me, I would not suggest longing until this is flipped into support. This will give you a target of about $2, which would send you into this resistance area. Okay. Now, for longs, a possible entry could be this 1.572 down to 1.57. Okay, it was previously resistance that we rejected from. Okay, then we had this range once it was flipped. Okay, broke down, turned into resistance. We broke out, flipped it to support, so it should hold because this is your range right now. It should hold. Otherwise, you're going to long this demand zone. So if you guys are looking to buy this spot, entry would be this 1.57 2-ish basically, down to 1.51. Manual stop loss will be here. Okay, if you're in spot, once it closes and turns this level into resistance, you can cut it. For longs, either flip of this resistance into support. Okay, it will give you that cup and handle target of about almost $2. Otherwise, you enter in very small here. DCA at 1.54, DCA one more time at 1.52, and your stop loss is 1.49. You have a wide stop loss from entry down to here, about 5% risk. Okay, so manage your positions accordingly. And last but not least, FET. Okay. It's still in a high time frame bear flag. Okay, So again, rejection, long, rejection, long. Here is your resistance. So once this level is flipped, you can long up to about here. You have a daily order block, but you also have a supply zone. Now the supply zone is very tight. I'd rather possibly move short into the order block with maybe a DCA at this trendline point, stop loss above these highs. Okay, this has broken down or broken out of its downtrend within this flag. So first resistance point is going to be the area to watch for, so about 2.385-ish. If it rejects there, possibly can go back down to the trend line, but if it rejects currently here at this daily order block, then you look for the next trend line touch. Okay, that should be in confluence with this order block as well. Okay, so maybe something like take profit, take profit, take profit. Low time frame, loose trend, short with stop loss above here. Okay, so those are the only coins that I asked for suggestions on. Again, the only ones that I'm currently looking into are Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, TRB, ARB, and Link. Anything else was suggested by members of the Discord. None of this is financial advice. If I see anything else, I'll post it on my Twitter or Discord as well. All right, thanks everyone.